RCMP and investigators from the Transportation Safety Board have now cleared the scene of a tragic midair collision near Steinbach that took the lives of two flight school students on Tuesday. In a social media post, the Consulate General of India in Toronto identified one of the victims as Srihari Sukesh, a young man from India. The consulate office says it's in contact with his family, the pilot training school, and local police. The crash occurred when two planes operated by Harv's Air Service were conducting training flights from the Steinbach airport, practicing landings and takeoffs. While approaching the runway, the two collided midair, killing both pilots.
They would take off, fly kind of a rectangle pattern, come in, land, roll briefly, and then take off in one motion. There was some sort of communication issue, or they weren't seeing each other.
The TSB says it's now in the field phase of the investigation process, which includes examining the wreckage and interviewing witnesses, the company, and government personnel. Aviation expert John Graddick says that's something investigators will need to rely heavily on, as these smaller Cessna planes don't have black boxes.
There's not a radar-controlled operation. There's no control tower. It really was a visual airport operation, and that means that the vigilance was required of the pilots at all times.
According to TSB data, there have only been 2 midair collisions in Manitoba. In Canada, there have been 46 reported to the TSB since 1990, and they only account for 0.4% of all accidents in Canadian airspace, making Tuesday's crash an all the more rare and unthinkable tragedy.
Very tragic incident. This is very unusual to have this type of accident happen, particularly with young pilots who are learning the profession. There is excitement in the air when these pilots take to the air, and looks like, unfortunately, the excitement of the moment got into the way of their adhering to the rules and practices.
There's still no word on whether or not any charges will be laid, and RCMP haven't released any details on the other victim of the crash. Marney Blunt, Global News.